regarding winter preparedness. You're here at the third division located in Hazelwood. And of course, today we started off with some light flurries and everyone's wondering, is the city of Pittsburgh Department of Public Works ready for the winter season? I'm here to tell you we are, but to talk about more about the streets treatment, the planning, the road pre-closures, and all that good stuff is the Department of Public Works Deputy Director, Bill Crean. Bill?
Thank you so much, Ms. George. Good morning, everyone. I just have a couple of notes here. I am Bill Crean, the Deputy Director of the Department of Public Works. I just have to start with the fact that every storm is different. And with the approach of every event, the director and I sit down and talk about temperature, wind, different things, different aspects. Like today, the temperatures are with us. Today, we probably have 2 inches on the ground if temperatures weren't in our favor. Also, you know, it's going to be a plowable event. It will be snow turning to rain, turning back to snow. Lake effect. I hate the cold, but I love it when that lake freezes over and we don't have those bands of lake effect snow. We've moved to a salt that's treated with magnesium chloride. It has an effective temperature of -20. Road salt, regular road salt's about -17. So now we're down to this blue salt you see behind me. That's effective down to -20. We go by salt routes, primary, secondaries, tertiaries, keeping public safety in mind, our employee safety, and also, of course, commerce, keeping commerce moving. We have in the past proactively closed some roads, some dangerous roads like Rialto, South Negley, just to name a few, just to get over the event, and then we'll come back rather than spend time trying to keep them open. We'll come back later and plow them out and open them up after the event. And also, I'd just like to remind everybody, when you do clear your sidewalks and your driveways, please don't throw the snow out in the street. Throw it on your lawn if you can. It really helps us out. You know, we're working our tails off just to get the road open, and then folks throw everything back out into the street. And our goal is to treat every street, and the operative word treat every street within 24 hours of the last snowflake. We get the material down, it breaks the bond between the pavement and the snow, so it's plowable. That's about all I have. Ms. George.
Thank you, Deputy Director. And as he said, it is 24 hours after the last snowflake falls. That is the guarantee that the DPW has stated to the residents. And the other thing, sometimes when they go through and residents are clearing their own sidewalks or their steps, and they're tossing the snow back into the roadway, residents then believe that DPW didn't come through because they're seeing all the snow on their roadway. So we want to make sure that is understood. Now, to speak more in regarding to how resources and the pre-treatments are sent out is the foreman second in command, Mike Boyd. Mike?
Well, good morning. Basically just talking about the pre-treatment. DPW uses a pre-treatment in conditions like this. We target areas like the hills, bridges, shaded areas, things like that. Things that are prone and susceptible to icing. The reason we treat is basically just to create a brine solution so that once the vehicles come through and the sun comes out, things like that, it makes it easier to remove the salt once we come, remove the snow once we come through with the plows and use other de-icing agents. So overall, pre-treating the roads makes it a lot easier, a lot quicker. We can get the roads open a lot faster for the public, people going to work, things like that. So that's pretty much all we have for the de-icing.
Thank you, sir. Now, when he's talking about the treatments that they're putting out on the roadway, it's also imperative that residents give the truck drivers the space to get the treatments down, to allow them to actually do their work, and to talk a little bit more about what the drivers need residents to do during the winter season is Jimmy Bolin.
How you doing today? Yeah, my name's Jim Bowen. I've worked for DPW for about 13 years. I'm here today to pass some helpful reminders to the city of Pittsburgh residents how to help in snow removal during our winter operations. First, if you don't have to drive during the storms, please don't. That is one of the biggest assists our snowplow drivers can have. Second, if it's possible, you can park in the driveway or the rear of the house. That's helpful as well. If you must park on the street, please try and park as close to the curb as you can. This is helpful on some of our tight, narrow streets with our plows needing at least 8 to 10 foot minimum for passage. Third, if you're driving and see a salt and plow truck, please don't try passing or cut in front of the truck. These trucks weigh 60,000 pounds and they do not maneuver and stop real quick. With that all being said, for you, and always do the best job we can to keep you safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and as you heard Jimmy stated, we are concerned not just about our workers' safety, but the resident safety as well. So if it's, see those plow trucks coming through, the parking on the side of the streets, let's do everything possible to keep us all safe. Now, the Director of Public Works, Chris Hornstein, will speak more, sir.
Thanks, Olga. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Mike Boyd. Thanks, Bill. Just a couple of notes here. First I just gotta say, like, I'm always blown away by the skill and experience of our drivers and operators. To me, having been in this position now for 4 years, it's just unbelievable. I truly believe that our guys could get the Swiss Alps open. Look, we know we're not perfect, but we are committed to getting better every single day. And I just want to point out a couple of things that we've been doing since Mayor Gainey came into office, and how this impacts our ability to provide snow treatment service to our residents. So, he asked us to make a commitment to safety through our real-time safety system. We've reduced injuries. This means that we have workers out on the street available to provide service to residents. If we can be safe, we believe we can make it safer for residents. We've improved our promotional and hiring processes so that we're elevating diversity, skill, and experience. I can't give enough credit to my leadership team of Bill Crean, Don Myers, our street superintendent, and all our division supervisors and foremen who are out there every single day and night, ready for whatever comes. With our increased focus on stability, vehicle maintenance, leadership development, I believe we're well positioned to, again, continue to learn and get better every single day, and how we provide our service to residents. Even the way that we partner with our union to increase opportunities, to continue to collaborate, the way we collaborate internally with our partners in public safety and environmental services. Again, if we can make them safe, we can make our residents safe as well. So again, I just want to thank everybody in Public Works for the unbelievable job that they do every single day, to help keep our streets safe, to help keep our neighborhoods safe. Mayor, I know when you came to office, you asked us to go get it, but I gotta say, I feel like we are ready to get whatever comes our way. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. And that's a better introduction of the Honorable Mayor Ed Gainey, sir.
First of all, I want to say good morning to everybody. Hope everybody's warm. I also want to lift up the Department of Public Works, Kristen and Steen, for the outstanding job that they have been doing in the last couple of years to make sure that our streets are safe and that the snow is removed. I really want to lift the Department of Public Works up and really say thank you for what they do. I don't think they get enough credit, and I wanted to make sure that we definitely give them the credit that they deserve today. I want to start off by expressing my utmost gratitude to all the workers in DPW, the ones that's out there right now making sure that our streets are free of snow and or safe. Today, I would like to address three things: personal responsibility, building up our community, and the tireless public work crews that's going to be out there. The personal responsibility is important, part of living within a community. It's always extremely important. And what do I mean by that? Everyone has a responsibility to make sure that the public works crews have a clear space to get to the roadways. And you've heard earlier, please do not put the snow back into the street. Whatever you do, when you shovel your snow, put it in your yard, put it somewhere, but we're asking people not to put it back into the streets because we want to make sure that the Department of Public Works can clear the street. That's extremely important. And I know we all do it, you know, parking on a roadway, but it becomes impossible sometimes for the public works crews to get down your street when you're parked right there and they can't get in and out of between cars. We're asking everybody, as we together had this personal responsibility, to ensure that the DPW crews can get back and forth down the street. That's extremely important. Additionally, I want to take the time to remind residents that we are responsible, everybody, for making sure that your sidewalks are clear. We don't want no accidents. We don't want nobody to get injured. We got to make sure that your sidewalks are clear. And we're asking everybody in the city just to make sure, and you may live by someone who's elderly, which I'm sure we all do. It may be difficult for that person to get out. You know, we also ask, particularly during the holiday season, and just in the spirit of every neighbor is your neighbor, the Mr. Roger model. If you got a senior citizen next to you, elderly or someone that's disabled, please help them with their sidewalks. It will be a great gesture, particularly in the holiday season, for us to do that. But if not, we also have our Snow Angels program through Engage PGH, which if you're needing help, all you have to do is reach out and we will match you up with somebody who is willing to come out and help you with your sidewalks, et cetera, et cetera. This is also an opportunity for those who are able-bodied, again, to volunteer. If you want to volunteer in our Snow Angel program, please get in touch with Engage PGH and we will teach you and we will show you how to do that. We need as many people as possible out there to be able to help neighbors in their own community. So it's not like you have to leave your own community. You don't even have to leave your block. At the end of the day, we just want to make sure that we got people helping people. Or if you know someone that is unable to shove their driveway or anything else, please give us a call at Engage PGH. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Department of Public Works. They've done an incredible job. I think y'all should give them a round of applause. And while we're sleeping at night, they are mobilizing, they're treating our roads, and they're keeping our streets clear and safe. I just want to be sure to lift them up as we go forward and let the public know that we will do everything possible to ensure that your roads are clear and safe and that you can get back and forth to work, to the malls. For those like me that haven't started their Christmas shopping, we want to make sure that you can get out to the malls and spend some money and enjoy happy holidays and enjoy your family and friends.
Okay, at this time, if there are media questions regarding the winter preparedness for DPW or for the mayor, the questions need to be regarding winter preparedness. Any additional questions outside of that, we will not be entertaining at this time. Are there any questions regarding the winter preparedness? Yes, Rick.
Talk to me about the automated system that dropped the salt. I know that was problematic for a long time. I think you guys have changed that now.
You did,
According
Rick?
to their budget, but I don't know if you addressed that. It gave more control to the drivers to drop the salt.
Yeah, that's
issues with that automated system.
Yeah, and there were issues with that automated system. We gave that control back to the drivers. You know, we had a lot of feedback from our drivers on that automated system that was controlling the salt. And I think, you know, some of the technical challenges were, you know, we couldn't make it work quite as advertised. And also, at the end of the day, what we've learned through our real-time safety system is that drivers do actually need that control. The different streets need a different level of salt. They understand that. They're the people closest to that work. They should have that control.
I think that was, if I'm corrected, they would come up on intersections that would solve intersections.
Yeah, it also struggled, when we do a lot of backup operations where we back up hills, it would delay response to it. So there were just some technical challenges. We worked with the vendor as best we could. They just couldn't be overcome. And sometimes that happens. But we've given that control back to the drivers, and we're very happy with their ability to control that.
So that's just the discontent, right?
That's correct, yes.
Any additional
And,
questions?
and giving it back to the frontline workers also gives us an opportunity to draw off their experience. They know the streets better than anybody that I know. And so providing that opportunity to put how much salt needs to go on which street back into their hand only makes our city safer. And this is something that we worked out last year during the course of the year by experimenting with it first to make sure that putting it back in their hands would give us the best results. And, as the city can see, the results came out beautiful.
Can you guys address the fourth division in Knoxville? I mean, that's some of the race around in 2021, but even before the mayor came to office. There's been so many problems over there with delays, the mine shaft.
Yeah, you can start.
When is that going to be ready, and how do you handle that area? Continuing to drive trucks from where you're, I think, and from downtown. Right?
Yeah, that's correct. Our people, we do unbelievable coverage. Sometimes we pre-stage a truck if that's what's needed. We've allocated our resources to help us with that. Balancing out that work across the city. But we keep in special mind. The project itself it's a construction project. Look, it's on an old mine site. It's on a previously developed site. There's just things that you're going to discover when you open up the ground that you just know. Every engineer will tell you that it's hard to predict. But we're on schedule. That should be open 2025. So we're still tracking with our contractors. Movement towards those things.
You're looking for the winter of 2025. Right?
Yeah, that's our goal. Yeah.
And the other thing is, you guys have been pretty fortunate the last several years. We haven't gotten a monster snowstorm. We've been pretty lucky.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first, we always want to be lucky. That's number one. But number two, as you know, when we first took office, y'all reported it quite well that we were having problems getting up an inch of snow, 2 inches of snow. So I don't want to downplay the role that the Department of Public Works has played. I don't want to downplay the work that they put in to ensure that once we gave them additional resources, that they would be able to do exactly what they always been able to do, and that's make sure that our streets are clear. And I think they've done a phenomenal job in the last 2 years. And yes, we've been fortunate because I don't want a Buffalo type snow, Rick. Let me be honest with you. You understand what I'm saying? But what I do want is when the snow was covering our streets, that they're able to do that. And they've been successful the last 2 years. Bill, come here for a minute. Bill. You talked about the South Hills communities because you talked about the division that we're getting ready to now, that there has been many delays due to what's been under the ground. But, we said we would get it accomplished, and that'll be another thing that we get done. But I just want to, Bill, to talk about how we're doing in the South Hills community, because I believe that's what you were targeting. All right.
Sure. Okay, thank you. The South Hills community served by the 4th Division, obviously it's under construction, but we do have a salt bin at Moore Park, which is on Pioneer Avenue, if you're familiar. We can load out of there, and also on Route 51 at Woodruff, being close to the South Hills area, Brookline, Carrick, and servicing those neighborhoods.
The bill is get to those neighborhoods, respond quickly and adequately. That.
Yes.
And is the division on track to be online by next winter?
I do not know that. I can't answer that truthfully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And we did see an improvement in the South Hills communities last year. For the last 2 years, we've seen a major improvement. So in terms of operations, street operations, and being able to get up down there, I actually, after snow days, have driven down Brookline just to be able to pay attention to see exactly what's going on, so I have a better idea of what we need to discuss. So from those perspectives, we've been putting a lot of eyes over there to ensure that we're doing well.
I think too, it's important to know, Rick. I think with the resource allocation, we were keeping that in mind. I think, from my analysis, the 4th Division, it probably has the most challenging assignment
Yeah.
just in terms of hills, types of streets, narrowness of streets, what have you, these south side slopes. So, you know, when we kind of when I came in and we rebalanced the divisions, we certainly had that in mind. And I think the response from residents has also been extremely positive. You know, the 311s that we get from those areas, Brookline, Carrick, Southside Slopes, you know, just in the last 2 years, I mean, we've seen a dramatic reduction in those.
And let me say this, Rick, we've been studying for a while. So after every snowstorm, we study and we see what we can learn. There's no perfect system. It's just excellent delivery. And as long as we can understand every snowstorm and be able to study it to see what is needed, and we're able to make sure that they have the equipment that's needed, we'll continue to see success. But these last 2 years, I think DPW speaks for itself. They've done a phenomenal job of removing the snow.
And I just want to remind everyone about our Snow Angels program for residents, to make sure that if you know of someone or if you care to volunteer, you can go to our website, engage, and sign up as a resident who needs the assistance or as a volunteer who will be able to help your neighbor. Or as the mayor stated, even if you don't want to sign up, check on your neighbors, especially if you know that they're elderly during the holiday seasons, and make sure that they're okay. If that's it, no more questions. I thank you guys for coming out.